positivity, motivation, never settle for average. Now we do it over here. I just want to ask some of you out there who are playing a tough guy role, pretending to be a gangster, gang member, thug. Are you doing it out of fear? Or are you doing it because you want to prove something? There's a big difference. Some people are acting like there's something they're not out of fear because they're hoping by acting like this person, they won't get their covers pulled. They won't get exposed. It'll keep the heat up off them. But one thing's for sure, if you are living that life, you will be tested. And if you get behind that wall, you will get your covers pulled back. So, just a little word of advice. If you're acting like you're this tough guy, this super thug, this gang member, gangster, because you're trying to prove something or you're hiding, you might want to switch it up. And ain't nothing wrong with switching it up. I've seen guys in prison that were both trying to prove something and that were scared. And they were pretending to be things they weren't. I've seen guys walk in there, bebopping, talking loud, acting like they ready to put in that work. And in the USPs, when you acting like that, it's gonna come to you tenfold. And there was a guy, I seen him as soon as he came in, and you avoid those people because you don't want nothing to do with them. You ain't trying to spread with them. You ain't trying to get connected with them because they're train wrecks and you don't want to get caught up in their train wrecks. So I just kind of watched the dude. And let me remind you that I didn't have any homies in prison. I wasn't doing time with my hood. I didn't know anybody from the streets in prison. Everybody that I ran across in prison, I met in prison. I wasn't in there with no road dogs, no comrades, no family, no nothing. It was just me doing my time. So I was watching everything, being very observant, paying attention, keeping my mouth shut. And I watched this cat. He roll up, he talking loud, claiming to be a particular gang member. And the gang members there, they serious, man. They were serious in USP Long Park. And I watched him. I said, man, that dude will probably last maybe 2 weeks, man. Exactly 2 weeks on the dot, he was gone. They rolled his ass up. He got exposed. They exposed him, man. Oh boy, was like, I'm like, just, I don't know. I guess whatever street sense, he didn't really understand how it worked in prison when you are in an environment where everybody's a wolf. And then he didn't know how to just fly under the radar. So he didn't understand the environment. And then there was another cat. He was not trying to be something just to be it. He was a real G from the streets. And I guess some of his behaviors since he had been in with all the time had just broke him down. And he wasn't the man he used to be on the streets, and his conduct among the other members was unbecoming. And people started questioning this dude. And I remember him talking with me one particular night, and he said, Herc, let me holler at you, And I I didn't really kick it with him. I knew him, you know. He conversated with me here and there. Like I said, I kept to myself. I wasn't up in there rolling with nobody. I was pretty much just doing my own thing. But he called me in the cell, and dude started crying, man. He started crying. He's like, man, I'm up in here, man. My baby mama done left me. Said, you know, my kids don't talk to me. He said, I got all this time up in here. He had already been down probably a decade, and they had gave him some crazy sentence, I don't know, 30 years or something like that, as a deal. He was working in those factories in the pen, so he was spending all his time in the factories. He wasn't very educated, so he didn't know how to go about filing an appeal. So he was like in a position where he felt he was stuck, and he was depressed and borderline, I want to say maybe even suicidal. And so you know, I kind of just listened, man. I didn't really say too much. I just listened, and he had tears in his eye. And I'm just looking like, damn, man, this dude right here, a cold killer, man. The real deal. But he had been in prison, and now he's feeling like he don't want to be a part of what he was on the street, but he has the image to uphold. And on top of it, he's just at a moment where he feels like he has nothing left. I think he had a little bit of pruno too, so the pruno had kicked in. And he's like, man, you got another chance. You know, you got an opportunity at life, man. He's like, man, I wish I could get out, man. I wish I can get up out of here. And, you know, I felt bad for the dude, man, but what could I tell him? I couldn't tell him how to conduct his business or what he should or shouldn't do, why he was up in there. You know, he's got obligations. He's got to uphold a certain presentation to the other homies in the pen. And one thing about the pen, you know, you go soft, man, they smell that shit. They it's like dripping blood in an ocean, and there's sharks around. And they turn on you. No sympathy, no pity. They don't want to hear your stories, because everybody's got the same story. They don't want to hear about, you know, why you had to tell on this person to get 20 years instead of, you know, 50 years, or why you don't want to do this, or there ain't none of that. Don't none of that matter. You know, your grandma passed away, you know, blah blah blah. You had to. They don't want to hear that. So I say that to say that a lot of the tough guy talk and just acting like something you're not, sometimes, you know, it might, in the sense, think you're getting certain accolades from that, but it's not all as dressed up to be or made out to be, man. A lot of that shit, man, you know, especially in that life, it brings a lot of other things with it, a lot of energy. And if you've never seen a grown man, that's a real gangster cry, because they're wanting to walk away from that life and just have another life. It's sad, man. It's sad, man. And it really made me put a lot of things into perspective, and just the mistakes I made. And, you know, and I reflect daily. You know, I try to about where I'm at now and where I came from and the choices I made and why I made those choices. And in the process, it allows me to put these videos together, which for you guys, and to share, so that you don't get caught up in some stuff, man, that you can't walk away from, or, you know, living a life that you think that's gonna be something that's just really a dead end, because a lot of that stuff ends, it's a dead end. It ends with, you know, either the penitentiary, the grave, or, you know, maybe paralyzed. Who knows? It's not a good look, though. hopefully you can turn it around and maybe figure out that there's people out there who care about you, and that all that you're doing doesn't really matter to them. What matters is that your family, you take care of each other, and make something of yourself, man. So I just wanted to share that with you. BigHerc916. Go to BigHerc916.com, pick up some merch, represent, man. Share the channel. .com to pick up a limited edition GTA poster signed by me for $10, or with your purchase of a Wig Splitter Porsche t-shirt, I'll throw in a free poster. Coming. I gotta hurry up and wash my ass. Go to BigHerc916.com, pick you up a bar of soap, and wash your ass, or else you're gonna be under arrest too. Oh shit. With Fresh Out Ministries, we're doing a new program where we're doing a takeover of a mom pop cafe or restaurant, and we're doing a pay it forward. So we're gonna offer free meals at this particular restaurant or cafe, mom pop, for a certain amount of time, and we are asking that you make a donation to pay it forward so that we can continue doing this program for other mom pop restaurants and cafes, because we know that it's hard times out here. You have a lot of people that talk the talk, but they don't walk the walk. And so we're actually walking the walk. We've been doing it for over 11 years on social media. We've been getting shadow banned. We've been getting demonetized. So we want to give back, and this is our way of giving back to helping everybody through these trying times with this economy. You know, a lot of churches, they got $100 billion, and you don't see them out here helping the people who are in times of need, but they're still taking in the form of donations. But how's it helping the community? We want to build a community sense where we help each other, we can all overcome. You can't sit around waiting for somebody to save you. You got to save yourself. And this is the way you do it. So by us being able to do these takeovers with Fresh Out Ministries, with the mom pop restaurants and cafes, we want to build a film, talk to you guys, get your feedback on what's going on right now in society. Hopefully you guys find it in your heart to donate. This donation, which is a pay it forward, will allow us to do other mom pops around the country eventually. But right now we're going to be in Southern California and Los Angeles, Orange County. So hey, reach out to your local businesses there. And if you are out of town in another area and you would like us to come there, if you provide the necessary means, we will come there also and do the same pay it forward. But right now, hey, if you're in locally in Los Angeles, Orange County, hit us up, freshoutseries@gmail.com. You can also make a donation on our link tree on our Instagram at Fresh Out Series. Store and pick up a sticker for your car, or a patch, or a sticker for your laptop, or maybe a beanie, or read one of the many books that Big Herc 916 has authored. You know how we do it.